Hello, today I'm going to install a backup camera on a 2004 Toyota Prius. For the United States market, the backup camera was not an option on the 2004 and 2005 models. However, it was an option on the Japanese market. That is why if you look on the left side of the tailgate by the license plate light, you will notice a backup camera port that has been covered up. I'm going to use a camera that will fit exactly into that camera port. The camera video will ultimately be displayed in the factory multifunction display in the dash, just like it does in the 2006 and up models. It does this by bypassing the video output of the navigation unit with the video from the camera. This bypassing is done by the Navtool Adaptor. This means that your Prius must have the navigation or GPS option installed. Now, let's look at all the pieces. So here are the components that you're going to need for the install. The camera is right here, and the camera comes with two cables. The first cable is the power cable. The second cable is a 15-foot extension cable for the video. Then we come along to the Navtool, which is right here, the adapter, and it comes with a little momentary push button switch right here, along with the special harness. And let's discuss each component separately. So here's the camera itself. It is a high-resolution, low ambient light camera that displays the video as well as guidance grids on the multifunction display when you put the car into reverse. These guidance grids help the driver tell how far away things are from the back of the car. There are a number of backup cameras available, but this one looks like it fits the Prius camera port perfectly. This camera is available on eBay from numerous vendors and runs around $17, including shipping from Hong Kong. The yellow cable is the video output cable, and the camera comes with a 15-foot extension cable as well. You will need it since the video signal must come from the tailgate area to underneath the driver's seat where the navigation unit is located and the nav tool is going to be mounted. The red cable is the power or plus 12 volt input to the camera. It also comes with an extension cord, but I found it to be too short to reach the backup light, so I need to build an extension. The power to the camera must come from the plus 12 volt wire that goes to the white backup light in the tail light assembly. This 12 volt is only on when you put the car in reverse. The camera should snap into the camera port once the plastic cover has been removed. Here's the Navtool adapter along with a special harness and a momentary push button switch. The Navtool has two video inputs and one video output. One input is dedicated for the backup camera, while the other is available for another auxiliary source such as a DVD player or yet another camera. The momentary switch is used for switching between the two inputs. The special harness is used as follows. First, you must disconnect the factory harness that goes to the navigation unit that's located underneath the driver's seat. You will then plug the factory harness into the mating connector in the special harness. You will then plug the other connector from the special harness back to the navigation unit. Basically, the Navtool adapter acts as a three-way switch between the navigation unit, the backup camera, and the auxiliary input. There are 5 wires that control and power the Navtool adapter. The red wire is for the plus 12 volt accessory power. Please be very careful. Do not connect this wire to a constant 12 volt source. Otherwise, it will drain your battery. The black wire is ground and must be connected to the metal chassis of the car. The orange wire is connected to the plus 12 volt backup light, which is the same wire that powers up the backup camera. The yellow wire is for the momentary push button switch. The other wire from the push button switch gets connected to the chassis ground. The gray wire is normally connected to the foot brake wire. This signal must be grounded in order for the auxiliary video input to be viewed. In other words, it's a safety mechanism so that only when the car is stopped and the foot brake is engaged can the auxiliary video be watched. The Navtool is available from many vendors, but I found that again, eBay has the best prices. Prices range from $240 to $350. Navtool offers many kits from many different car models. Although the Navtool adapter box may be the same, the special harness is unique to each car model. So when you order the kit, you must specify that it is for a 2004-2005 Toyota Prius. Alright, so let's go to install the camera. So here's my 2004 Toyota Prius. Prior to beginning of the installation, I turned off all of the courtesy lights so that we don't drain the auxiliary battery. We're not going to be doing anything electrical right now. We basically have to route the camera wires around the frame of the tailgate all the way down to the left-hand side where the backup light is at. So there are 3 dome lights. There's one here in the trunk, and there are 2, one located by the rear view mirror, and there's another one back here by the passenger compartment. I also wanted to show you guys where the camera port is located at. It's located by the left illumination light for the license plate, and there it is. Again, on the 2004-2005 models, it's covered up, and then the 2006 and up models, if chosen by the customer, the camera is installed right there. Okay, so we need to remove this plastic cover. Okay, and this is the first one. And the best way that I found is to use like a paint mixing stick, and kind of with your fingers press it down and pull it in there, and then you can get your basically your whole hand and just pull it straight down. And what you will see is it has these blue, right there's one right there, and here's another one followed by a third one down there. It's got these plastic inserts that hold the plastic cover to the tailgate area, and you basically work all the way around until you got this plastic thing removed. So here we have the main tailgate plastic cover off, and I'll do a close-up of these little pins that get pushed into the metal in the tailgate area. And here is what it looks like with the main cover removed. So next I removed the center upper plastic cover that basically goes right there. This will give us access to these little rubber boots that we need to run our wire through, and so we can bring it down to the tail light access panel, which is back here. So next we need to remove this little plastic trim piece out here that has the lock button over here. So it's this piece here, and that's easily done by removing 4 nuts. They're 9mm. Okay, and the screw holes are located right there, right there, right there, and all the way to the other side right there. And once those nuts are out, you just go from the outside and you pull it straight out. It's got those plastic insert pins, again, press fitted. And by the way, you probably want to disconnect the wiring harness right here on this connector for the push button door lock. So you can see the back side of that trim piece. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 studs, and then there's 1, 2 plastic clips, and right over here is that camera port that's covered up, and I'm going to remove that cover next. Well, you know that saying, measure twice, cut once. I'm glad that I'm measuring twice. Prior to me removing that plastic camera port cover, I wanted to make sure that the camera would snap in to the opening, and in fact this opening here is much wider than the camera insert. There's 2 little tangs on the side of the camera that will keep it in place, locked in place, but that opening is much wider than this camera. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to outline the camera body in here and use a Dremel tool to cut that out. Then the camera should be able to nicely snap into place. Alright, so as I stated earlier, I use my Dremel tool and a carpenter's knife to kind of shape, you know, that square opening in the existing cover without removing the cover, and the camera snaps right in and it looks like just like the factory. Okay, so I just finished mounting the center trim piece, and there's the camera, and I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Here's the video cable and the power cable hanging down, ready to be routed. And I did have to make a hole in the tailgate to pass the cables through, because there's no clean hole to go through, and I put some duct tape on the other side to act as a backing for the silicone goop that I put on there to seal it from any moisture. And don't forget to connect the door lock mechanism control cable. Okay, so the video and the power cable to the camera are neatly tie wrapped to the bundles that exist already in the tailgate. I have put back this corner piece with the wires already routed in there, and you can see the 2 wires coming out right here. Next, we're going to put the wires through the rubber boot over here, either on this side, depending how it routes. And we're also ready to put back the main plastic cover on the tailgate. Okay, here we see the main plastic cover back on, and it fits snugly, just like when it came out.